What is Christmas like in Colombia? Hey, Cece Cheney here, and today I wanted to chat with you really quickly about one of my favorite traditions about living here in Colombia. So I get this question a lot. What's it like living overseas? What's it like living in another country? What traditions are there? What's different? I even had someone ask me recently, like, what are the seasonal fruits and veggies right now? So I get a lot of questions about living abroad. And because I'm in the Christmas spirit, I thought today would be a fun day to talk about one of my favorite Colombian traditions for Christmas, which is known as El Alumbrado, right? So this is one of my favorite traditions. It's actually one of the things that really told us that we wanted to live here. So actually 2 years ago, Jason and I visited Medellin, and it was Christmas time, and it was beautiful, and the parks were all lit up, and we'd gotten to go on a tour on a Chivas bus. And it was such an incredible experience. It was like in that moment that I knew, like, this is the next place we get to live. Like, it was just magical. You know how Christmas is meant to be magical, but sometimes life happens, and Christmas is like appointments and running around and all these things, but it just felt so beautiful and so magical. And we were like, this is it. This is where we're going. So this is our first Christmas as actual residents here in Colombia, and it's really exciting because now is the time when El Alumbrado happens, which is basically Spanish for the lighting, right? And so basically, this entire city lights up for Christmas, and like in the most beautiful ways. All the parks, all like lots of the people who live in the communities get involved and their themes and all of these things. And what I love, I shared some pictures and stories, which created some very interesting conversations about life in Colombia. So thanks to those of you who participated. But I love how festive that this time of year goes. And so what we are going to end up doing is we'll probably take a tour at some point again, where you get to go and you get to go all around the city and you see all of the lights. And at the end, there's sort of like this really big light festival, which is so cool. We went 2 years ago when we were visiting, and it was so amazing. And we get to do that again. So I actually did a little bit of research on this tradition, and there are literally millions of Christmas lights that go up this year, and they travel around the Medellin River and La Playa Avenue, but it's really all over the city. But those are like the two hot spots. And that's where it started, but it's sort of expanded to over 100 locations around the city, which is why it's so cool that you can hop on a bus and listen to music and dance and have fun and eat local treats. I mean, it is totally an event, and it goes on through January, through the beginning of January. I want to say it's like January 6th when it's going to be over. And it's really interesting because it's become sort of an attraction for tourists. It's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger each year, and it starts earlier and earlier each year. So I think we started on November 29th this year, and it used to start on December 7th. So tourists have sort of brought that in. And the reason for that is that the lighting of Medellin was actually selected as one of the top 10 cities to view holiday lights by National Geographic. So that has brought in a lot of tourism to the country, and it's just been a really cool and fun experience. So that is one little small tradition that we have here in Medellin, Colombia, that Jason and I cannot wait to partake in. I'm even thinking about putting some lights up on my balcony. I don't usually do any of that. This is actually my first time having a tree in 5 years. But we got a little tree. Have not finished decorating it, but we have the tree up itself. And that's really the beginning of our Christmas festivities here in Medellin. Now, if you like these kinds of stories, I'll probably share a little bit more about what the day in the life of Christmas in Colombia is. So that could be fun. But today, I want to hear about what are some of your favorite holiday traditions. So let me know down in the comments or shoot me a message. Let's talk about it. Ciao.